So this woman lost her husband, lost her security, lost everything she worked for. And honestly, most people would have given up right there. But what happened next changed her life forever.
Naomi's world collapsed in silence. Her husband was gone, and now her 2 sons were gone too. All that remained was grief, and 2 daughters-in-law standing in the ashes of loss.
Naomi told them to go back, to return to their own land, their own future. She believed she had nothing left to give them.
But Ruth did not move. She chose something stronger than comfort. She chose loyalty.
Where you go, I will go. But why, child? Your God will be my God.
And so they left everything behind. One daughter-in-law returned home to her parents. But Ruth and Naomi were walking into a future they could not see. But Ruth refused to turn back.
They arrived in Bethlehem, but they were no longer welcomed as they once were. Naomi had returned empty, and people were wondering what happened to her and her family.
Do not call me Naomi. Call me Mara, for my life has become bitter.
To survive, Ruth went to the fields. She gathered what others left behind, piece by piece, grain by grain. She did not know it, but she had stepped into destiny itself, into the field of Boaz. God himself took her life in his hands. And now the Almighty is working quietly in their hearts.
Boaz saw her, not as a stranger, but as someone different. He liked that she was a hard-working woman and she didn't leave her mother-in-law alone in her grief, but instead she decided to go with her and take care of her.
Boaz gave orders to his men, let her gather among the sheaves and don't reprimand her. Even pull out some stalks for her from the bundles and leave them for her to pick up, and don't rebuke her.
At mealtime, Boaz said to her, "Come over here. Have some bread and dip it in the wine vinegar." When she sat down with the harvesters, he offered her some roasted grain. She ate all she wanted and had some left over.
So Boaz said to Ruth, "My daughter, listen to me. Don't go and glean in another field, and don't go away from here. Stay here with the women who work for me.
Watch the field where the men are harvesting, and follow along after the women. I have told the men not to lay a hand on you. And whenever you are thirsty, go and get a drink from the water jars the men have filled."
At this, she bowed down with her face to the ground. She asked him, "Why have I found such favor in your eyes that you notice me a foreigner?"
Boaz replied, "I've been told all about what you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband, how you left your father and mother and your homeland and came to live with a people you did not know before. May the Lord repay you for what you have done. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge."
Her mother-in-law asked her, "Where did you glean today? Where did you work? Blessed be the man who took notice of you." Then Ruth told her mother-in-law about the one at whose place she had been working. "The name of the man I worked with today is Boaz," she said. "The Lord bless him," Naomi said to her daughter-in-law. "He has not stopped showing his kindness to the living and the dead."
She added, "That man is our close relative. He is one of our guardian redeemers." Then Ruth the Moabite said, "He even said to me, 'Stay with my workers until they finish harvesting all my grain.'"
Naomi said to Ruth, her daughter-in-law, "It will be good for you, my daughter, to go with the women who work for him, because in someone else's field you might be harmed."
So Ruth stayed close to the women of Boaz to glean until the barley and wheat harvests were finished. And she lived with her mother-in-law.
"Ruth, I think I found a way."
A way?
In those days, women without family protection had almost nothing. No safety, no future, no one to fight for them.
But there was someone, a man named Boaz, kind, respected, powerful. And somehow, he had noticed Ruth.
Naomi moved closer. "Listen carefully," she said. "Tonight, Boaz will be at the threshing floor. Wash yourself. Put on your best clothes.
Don't let him see you yet. Wait. Watch where he lies down. And when the night is quiet,
Go to uncover his feet.
and lie there."
Ruth froze. The room felt heavy. This wasn't normal. This wasn't safe. One wrong move, and people could misunderstand everything.
Her reputation could be destroyed. Boaz could reject her. The town could talk. Everything could fall apart. Naomi looked into Ruth's eyes, and when he asks who you are, tell him this:
"Spread your covering over me."
"For you are our family redeemer." In other words, Will you save us? Will you choose us?
The room went silent. Ruth had a choice: stay afraid, or trust God one more time. Then Ruth answered with quiet courage, saying,
I will do everything you say. And that night, everything began to change.
The town is quiet. Everyone is asleep. Ruth doesn't belong here. She is a foreign widow with nothing left except Naomi. But tonight she takes a risk that could change everything. She walks alone into the darkness, toward the threshing floor.
Boaz is there. The harvest is finished. The men are celebrating. He lies down near the grain, tired, unaware of what's coming. She sees him and hides behind the building.
Ruth watches from a distance. This is the moment. One mistake could ruin her reputation forever. One bold move could change her entire life. She doesn't announce herself. She waits until everything is silent. Then she moves closer, quietly, carefully, until she is at his feet.
Who are you?
Spread your covering over me, for you are my family redeemer.
Translation: You are the one who can legally rescue us if you choose to. This is not romance yet. This is law, risk, reputation, responsibility. Boaz now has a decision: walk away and protect his name, or step in and take responsibility for 2 broken lives.
Boaz doesn't reject her. Instead, he responds with honor. He sees her loyalty, he sees her courage, and everything begins to change from that moment.
She went to him at night, not as a bride, but as a risk. She could have ruined everything in one moment. Instead, maybe she changed her entire future.
The next morning, Boaz didn't waste time. While most people were still waking up, he walked straight to the place where decisions changed lives. The town gate.
Because someone else had first rights to Ruth. And if Boaz failed today, he could lose her forever. Then suddenly, the man arrived. The one who legally had the first chance to redeem Naomi's land.
And possibly marry Ruth. Boaz called him over.
Sit here, friend. We need to talk.
But Boaz wasn't handling this in secret. He gathered 10 elders, witnesses. This wasn't just romance. This was law, honor, family. Boaz got straight to the point. Naomi is selling the land that belonged to our relative. You are first in line to redeem it.
The man smiled. Land? Money? Opportunity? I'll take it.
Then Boaz dropped the part nobody saw coming. And when you buy the land, you also take Ruth the Moabite as your wife to carry on the family name.
The man froze.
Marriage?
Responsibility? Risking his own inheritance?
No.
I can't do it. You redeem it yourself.
And then, something strange happened. To make it official, the man removed his sandal and handed it to Boaz. In ancient Israel, that meant the deal was done.
Then Boaz stood before everyone. You are witnesses today. I have redeemed Naomi's land, and Ruth will be my wife. The widow who came to Israel with nothing was finally chosen, protected, and loved. We are witnesses. May the Lord make the woman who is coming into your home like Rachel and Leah, who together built up the family of Israel. May you have standing in Ephrathah and be famous in Bethlehem. Through the offspring the Lord gives you by this young woman, may your family be like that of Perez, whom Tamar bore to Judah.
So Boaz took Ruth and she became his wife. When he made love to her, the Lord enabled her to conceive, and she gave birth to a son.
The women said to Naomi, "Praise be to the Lord, who this day has not left you without a guardian redeemer. May he become famous throughout Israel. He will renew your life and sustain you in your old age. For your daughter-in-law, who loves you and who is better to you than 7 sons, has given him birth."
Then Naomi took the child in her arms and cared for him. The women living there said, "Naomi has a son," and they named him Obed. He was the father of Jesse, the father of David.
Ruth did not know where the road would lead. She lost home. She lost certainty. She walked into a future with nothing promised. Yet, she did not leave her mother-in-law.
But sometimes,
God is working in places that feel ordinary. A field became a blessing, kindness became restoration, and loyalty changed generations forever. Ruth thought she was simply surviving, but God was writing a bigger story.
Maybe the season you're in feels uncertain too. But what if this chapter is not the end? What if God is already preparing something you cannot see?
The woman who arrived with nothing became part of the family line of Jesus. Maybe your hard season is not punishment. Maybe it's preparation.